Today, we're diving into a really specific kind of mental strength. We're talking about a level of resilience so deep, it can completely change how people see you, how they react to you, and even how they value you. This isn't just about being tough. It's about becoming truly, deeply unshakable. And that right there, that's the core idea we're going to unpack. Just imagine having a level of mental control that is so complete, so rare, that it's actually intimidating to other people. It's this quiet power that, doesn't need to yell to be heard. So what even is this unshakable energy? Well, think of it like this. It's a state of being where you are the main source of your own approval. Your inner peace isn't some fragile thing that shatters the moment someone criticizes you or when things go wrong. Nope, it's a fortress you've built from the inside out. So how do we get there? We're going to break it down into 4 key pillars. First, it all starts with your internal mindset. Then we'll get into the power of stillness. After that, we'll cover how this strength is forged through discipline. And finally, we'll talk about the thing that anchors it all, your ultimate mission. All right, first up, your internal mindset. This is the bedrock, the foundation of everything else. Before you do anything or learn any techniques, true strength begins with a huge shift in how you see yourself and what you decide to value. Now, what's so fascinating here is just how different these two mindsets are. Look at the shakable mindset. It's constantly looking outside for approval, right? It needs to be liked. It needs people to get it. It needs agreement. But the unshakable mindset, it's all internally referenced. It just doesn't really care about outside judgment. And taking on these core attitudes is just, a game changer. I mean, think about it. Being okay with being the villain in someone else's story, that means you accept that your choices aren't going to make everyone happy, and that's fine. And making peace with being misunderstood, that frees you from the exhausting job of constantly having to explain yourself. It's about a deep, profound detachment from what other people think. Okay, so once you have that internal mindset locked in, it naturally leads us to our second pillar, the power of stillness. This is where that inner strength actually starts to show. It's all about mastering your reactions and communicating from a place of control, not just raw, knee-jerk emotion. And this is a brilliant tactic to illustrate that point. The hostage negotiator technique. Seriously, elite negotiators are trained to pause for 3 full seconds before they say anything, even in life or death situations. Why? Because that simple pause interrupts the emotional tidal wave, and it gives your logical brain a chance to catch up and respond with strategy instead of just pure reaction. And there are other tactics too, like speaking slower than everyone else in the room. That just radiates authority and control. Keeping your face neutral, kind of like a world-class poker player, makes you completely unreadable. And learning to say no without tacking on a long, rambling excuse, that shows you value your own time and your own decisions. This quote, wow, it just perfectly captures why you should stay silent when people gossip. Choosing to engage in drama is just that, a choice. By staying quiet, you send this incredibly powerful message. This negativity is beneath me. It creates this mystique because people are expecting a reaction, and when you don't give them one, you take away all their power. And that brings us to pillar number 3. This unshakable strength, it's not something you're just born with. No way. It's forged. It's built through discipline, through the small things you do every single day to build up your mental armor. So let me ask you something. When things go sideways, when your big plan just completely collapses, or you fail in front of everybody, what's your gut reaction? Is it panic? Is it embarrassment? Frustration? Well, the unshakable response is totally different. It's being able to laugh when you fail in public, like that UFC fighter who gets knocked down and just smiles. It's seeing rejection not as a dead end, but as a course correction, a redirection. When your plans fall apart, you don't crumble. You pivot, calmly, just like a chess master adjusting their whole strategy on the fly. And you build this kind of resilience through a daily discomfort training regimen. Things like taking cold showers, waking up early, going for long walks with no music, no podcasts. These aren't just physical challenges. They're training for your mind. They teach you to stay calm and centered when every instinct you have is screaming for comfort. And now we've arrived at the 4th and, honestly, the most critical pillar of all, the mission-driven life. This is the ultimate anchor for everything we've talked about. It's the why that fuels your unshakable resolve. In the business world, negotiators always talk about their BATNA, their best alternative to a negotiated agreement. If you have a strong BATNA, you can walk away from a bad deal without any fear. Well, in life, that translates to a powerful kind of non attachment. Your happiness isn't held hostage by any one person or any single outcome, because your real alternative is the incredible life and purpose you've already built for yourself. So, the mindset, the stillness, the discipline, they're all incredibly powerful. But they get their real strength, their real power, from one final, absolutely critical principle that ties the whole thing together. And here it is. Your mission has to be bigger than your emotions. When you have a purpose, a goal, a passion, a path that is more important than any fleeting feeling of anger or sadness or even happiness, you become truly anchored. Your emotions aren't the captain of the ship anymore. Your mission is. And living this way means you have this secret internal fire that's always driving you forward. It means you're building a life that is so fulfilling, so exciting on its own terms, that no single person can ever become the center of your universe. And your achievements, they speak for themselves. They become a rumor, not something you have to boast about. And that creates this amazing aura of quiet confidence. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What is that one mission, that one purpose in your life that is so important it can anchor you through any storm? Because finding that, well, that's the ultimate key to becoming unshakable.